November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and you may have seen over the years, if you've been following me for a time, that I've mentioned I'm a type 1 diabetic. And I haven't really talked about it, and I thought, well, for this year I wanted to kind of show you kind of a behind-the-scenes look and show you what I have to deal with on any given day when I'm out and about, whether it's meetings, whether it's investigating or taking pictures of a certain historic site or somewhere doing research, whatever it might be. I have to kind of plan my day accordingly to what I have planned to do. There's a lot that goes into it, and I'm not just a type 1 diabetic. It comes with a lot of side effects that I've gotten kind of from this. So I wanted to kind of go over my story. I've been sharing it with a lot of people here in the second half of 2019 because I've met a lot of new people. I've been networking and meeting a lot of people in historic preservation circles and what have you. So I graduated Ohio University in 2012, and I got a degree in geography, specializing really in human geography. And no jobs around here, and I didn't want to leave Ohio and move either to the West Coast or the East Coast, which seemed to be my only options. It just wasn't me. I'm from Appalachian, Ohio. I'm from Hocking County. It just wasn't my cup of tea. And so I did get a job working in Athens at a pharmacy, and they trained me and everything. So that was interesting because I got to see people from Athens County and the region, and I understand really using my geographic knowledge, kind of looking at the healthcare situation of the region, the cultural geography, and economic geography, all of this kind of thing. So it kind of gave me a unique perspective and kind of inspired me to go into the history and actually pursue my passion here. So I worked there from the fall of 2012 until the fall of 2015. At the beginning of 2015, though, I was officially diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic right before my 27th birthday. And this came after really months of misdiagnosis. That I had something else. I just didn't fit the bill of a type 1 diabetic or diabetic at all. I didn't have it in the family, didn't have really any indication, just some random and strange things. But at the beginning of January of that year, 2015, I rapidly lost a lot of weight. I was about 190 pounds. I went down to about 162 pounds just within a couple of weeks. And they told me that if I didn't go to the hospital and get checked in and get it taken care of and actually be treated, I would have died within a handful of days, probably, or a week. So, and I was being stubborn and just thought I was sick or had some kind of a bug and just wouldn't go away for weeks at a time. And I didn't really pay attention to my weight. I should have. You should always pay attention to what you feel. If you feel weird or different, go get checked out, call a doctor, go to the ER or something, because you never know, and I didn't know. But because I was misdiagnosed for so long, it did some damage to my body. It did quite a bit of nerve damage to my feet, a little bit, but especially in my digestive tract and stomach, intestinal area, all of that, which, a fun fact I learned, there are more nerve endings in that part of your body than there are anywhere else. A lot of people would think maybe the brain or face or things like that, but no, it's in your digestive tract. So having all of this and having also acid reflux and irritable bowel disorder running the family and other digestive issues, this only amplified them. So I'm not only a type 1 diabetic, I deal with various nerve issues and pain, which is enhanced by the irritable bowel syndrome and the pretty severe acid reflux. And I also fight, you might have noticed on my face, as another little fun thing, is I fight adult acne. So I got a lot going on, as my doctor likes to say. But for the most part, I live relatively comfortable. There are days where I really can't do a whole lot because I don't feel very good, whether I lack a lot of energy or I'm having a bout of irritability in my stomach, which then has the nerve pain added onto it. So it's really a complicated thing. And of course, there in 2015, I was looking for other jobs, and I was kind of looked at as a liability. Nobody really wanted to take a chance on me, so that's what led me to what I'm doing now with historic preservation, and it's something I can do at my own pace But I'm also advocating that there is opportunities for jobs and careers in historic preservation as there once was in the past, especially as new generations are coming up, as we've talked about, in different videos or in chatting on social media, what have you, in comments. But anyway, I wanted to get to what is in front of us. And as I said, showing you what I have to go through every day when I go out and about. It's kind of a complicated thing, and but it's not too dissimilar though to dealing with history, right? So the history of Appalachian Ohio, as I've talked about, is the history of Ohio and the history of the country. And even each county in Ohio and Appalachian Ohio, we're all tied together. Like, for example, like what we've been discussing for some time, all the coal mining. It really knew no boundaries. There was, Hocking, the Great Hocking Valley Coalfield was part of Hocking, Athens, Morgan, and in Perry County. So, combines all of these counties and certain parts of them, not all of the county of any of those four. So that's kind of how this is one thing is impacted by another, which is impacted by another. And that's kind of what I deal with all these issues. So, of course, first of all, is my insulin. I have a nighttime insulin, one I inject in the evening, and this is kind of an insulin that keeps me balanced, keeps my blood sugar levels consistent throughout an entire day. And then this one is for food. So I would inject this before I eat a meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, what have you. So depending on how long I'm going to be gone, is it going to be something where I'm going to be in meetings or a meeting and that's it? Or am I going to go out and about? And again, another thing, understanding the geography of a place. Sometimes I go out where there are several miles from a bathroom, and having irritable bowel syndrome, I need to be aware of that and plan accordingly. Also, food-wise too, I need to pack my own food and make sure I have enough. And if my blood sugar goes down, having snacks like candy or these fast-acting glucose gels that I have not had to use yet, thankfully, but I always keep handy. Also, depending on what time of day, again, how often or how long I'll be gone, I have a little empty pill container, my allergy pills, that I keep a day's worth of pills in, so I can take them, because I have to take a pill for my nerve endings or consistently every day, and for my acid reflux too. I take one in the morning, one in the evening before dinner. So you need to make sure I have those with me if I'm going to be eating out or going to be going around 4, 5, 6 o'clock still on the road or something like that. So make sure I have that. Also, my pouch for my insulin too, that has the pin needles and alcohol swabs, which come in handy as well. When you're out, sometimes you get dirty or you need an alcohol pad to wipe something down with. So it has its perks being diabetic. It's not all bad. Also, something I've been getting into the last couple months and experimenting with, and it seems to really help, at least enough so if I have a bout or pain unexpectedly in the car driving around or somewhere that I need to be that I can't cancel on, using CBD oil, that has seemed to really help, at least for a little bit, so I can at least take it, give myself a dose, and then have an hour or two of some relief before heading home or something like that, where I can be more comfortable and take care of myself how I need to. So also, again, as I said, being out, driving around, I need to make sure I have food. So in being, or having irritable bowel syndrome and such things, I can only eat a very small amount of things. Like you go in a grocery store, you can't just grab anything. Imagine a grocery store being this big. What I shop in is like that big. So Kashi bars seem to work, but sometimes they do upset my stomach. If I'm very hungry, my stomach's growling, and I do need to eat something, and if I eat something like that, sometimes it messes with me. But it seems to be non-GMO, gluten-free. Seems to help, but not always. That's the thing about having irritable bowel syndrome, is you never know what will or won't work or what will digest easy. What does digest relatively easy is ginger snaps, or our ginger snaps, and just regular ginger. And this is great because this is crystallized ginger. So this has sugar in it and carbohydrates, so you can eat a very small amount. They don't taste particularly well, but that they do a good job. Also, making sure always hydrated, but as anybody should be, with water. Another thing, even though it's November and here in Ohio we don't really need sunscreen, but during the spring and summer months, because of the different medications I take, I need to wear sunscreen because I'm more susceptible. And obviously, with my pale skin, being Irish, redheaded, I burn quite easy anyway. But with the medications I'm on, I burn even quicker. So, making sure I have that too. So again, as I said, making sure I have everything that I might need with me depending on the day. So I have to plan out, again, what I'm going to be doing, where I'm going to be going. Am I going to be in a remote place? Am I going to be near gas stations with bathrooms or roadside rests? Am I going to be near a state park or Wayne National Forest, something like that, and with a pull-off that maybe has bathrooms in? So all of this has to be planned out before I even go out and about to do anything. Do a video, as I'm doing now, or as I said, going to meetings or whatever, because I am part of a couple of different councils, groups, historic organizations now. Well, a handful I'm a part of and trying to be more active in all of those. So that's been difficult as well, because you're trying to make sure you are working with everybody that you want to be working with, that you promised, and also networking all of these people together and trying to kind of bring them together and unify historic preservation in Southeastern Ohio and Appalachian Ohio and the state of Ohio too. And also, one more thing is making sure I have my notes and information with me that I do research here at home going out, or having this book to write things down in. So all of that really is important to make sure that I can be as comfortable as I can when I'm out and about, but also being as effective as I can be, so that way I don't have to worry about, do I not have something, or have something, or should I have grabbed this or that? I need to focus on what I'm going to be doing, whether it's at a meeting, whether, again, out doing a video. I need to have my head in the game, so to speak. So I live relatively well. As I said, I still have my days where I don't feel very good, but in the last 6 months or so, I've made massive inroads into the historic preservation circles in this part of Ohio, and hopefully this is just the beginning of it. But I just wanted to show you and showcase everything that I have to go through on any given day and take care of myself, so that maybe this might help somebody else out, give somebody else some ideas that might be going through something similar to me. But also, as I said too, to kind of shed light on diabetes, because, I mean, I'm something I didn't mention at the top here, type 1, where my pancreas doesn't make any insulin, so that's why I need these insulin pens and inject regularly when I need to, because I just can't take a pill and have my pancreas create some insulin and it needs regulated. I don't make any. So that's the difference between a type 1 and a type 2. I mean, that's very simple, but just a quick explanation. So I hope you found this informative. Hopefully you understand me better now and understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, because everybody asks me why a young guy like myself in my early 30s is so fascinated with history and involved in so many historical organizations. And really, this is why. And again, I wanted to share this with you, and to also show you that, you know, you can achieve anything you want as long as you take care of yourself and plan accordingly to what your body tells you, and always to listen to your body, because we only get one chance at life, and we only get one chance with the body that we have. So again, I hope you found this informative and you learned a little bit about me.